Right, well, love, loss, renewal, and hope are universal issues transcending time and cultures. They are also the ties that bind the Depression-era drama Lost Letter to a contemporary audience. This new play, written and directed by New Mexican George Williams, receives its world premiere this Friday at the Adobe Theater, and we are fortunate enough to have George and his lead actress, Katie Mitchell, with us. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you, guys. I know Tech Week is always kind of a busy week, so I appreciate you getting up bright and early.
Yeah.
So, George, tell us a little bit about this show.
It's set in 1935 Oklahoma, in a mythical town called Oxbow, Oklahoma. And that, of course, is in the midst of the Depression and the midst of the Dust Bowl. So things are tough. And the United States Post Office has found a letter that should have been delivered to someone 18 years ago in Oxbow. And the president wants to set up a radio broadcast. The guy who comes out to do it finds out that things are not exactly what they seem. And that's where the problems come in.
And that's where the drama comes
That's
from.
where the drama comes in.
Right.
Yeah.
So now this is a world premiere play that
Yes.
you writing and directing,
Yes.
which wearing a lot of hats like that can sometimes be a challenge. Why did you choose to do it at the Adobe Theater?
Actually, we had a table read, several things along this line, and everyone I asked, I said, where do you think this should be done? Without a doubt, they all said the Adobe, because it's small, it's intimate, and apparently the play selection committee at the Adobe thought the same thing, because there we are.
That's great. That's great. And we see a little bit of video here with Katie and Micah Linford.
Yes.
So, Katie, let me ask you, what drew you to this project?
Well, I worked with George on Tartuffe, and actually, fortunately, we actually have some of the other actors who are also from Tartuffe as well. And he let me read his play early on, and I knew from the moment that I read Jib that I loved her.
Yeah.
I wanted to be her. You know, right now we're in such a tough time with our economy, and I think that we need just as much of a shot of hope as we did during the Depression era. So I just think it's a really timely piece. I'm so proud to be a part of it.
And I'm glad you mentioned that, because it really does strike me in reading about this play, it really strikes me that this is very much a play that can be about who we are today, which is why I think it is very transcendental. Yes, it's a Depression era play, but it really is also about a lot of the struggles that we have, and they just continue.
Well,
you know, history
That's
repeats
so
itself.
true.
That's one of the things I think that we as actors and writers, and you know this as well as I do, is that regardless of where the person is in the sense of time and place, they're still people. And they still have the same struggles and the same victories and the same defeats.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
So now is a big question for the families watching and moms watching out there. Is this a family-friendly show?
Oh yes.
Oh yes, okay.
Oh yes, it's for people of all ages. So I think, you know, it's great because it draws everyone in. It includes everyone. It's a very inclusive play, you know, not just from the general themes, but, you know, family-wise and content-wise. Yeah, it's safe.
And one thing we want to mention as well, which also works with one of your former guests, we're hosting a food drive during the show.
Oh, that's great.
Because people were hungry during the Depression. There are still people that are hungry today. So we ask people that are coming in to see the show, buy your ticket, leave a non-perishable food item with us.
That is fantastic. And folks just saw there on the screen a few minutes ago, Lost Letter is opening at the Adobe Theater this weekend, which is a beautiful little black box theater out in the North Valley, just up of, what is it, 4th Street?
4th Street.
4th Street, on 4th Street, just north of Alameda. And it is intimate, so you're going to want to buy your tickets early, folks.
Yes.
It's a small theater. All right, well, George, Katie, thank you guys so much for joining me. Break legs this weekend. Have a great run of the show. And hopefully you will have sellout houses.
I hope so.
Wonderful.
Fingers crossed.
Thank you
Yes,
so
absolutely.
much.
All right. Well,